everyone, I'm Savannah and this is Uniscent. We are all about fragrances. We do fragrance reviews, hauls, comparisons, collections, niche, designer and Middle Eastern fragrances. Today we'll be taking a look at Lettre De Pushkar from Lettre Parfums. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and turn post notifications on. Now let's get into it. So first of all, the bottle is really elegant, I think. I really like the Lettre fragrance bottles. They are really classy and simplistic, and I just like that about them. I like that they don't have to be all showy to look good. So I like the bottles of Lettre. So if we look at the notes of this fragrance, there isn't any top, mid, or base notes. It's just all been put into one bunch of fragrance notes. So we have rose, saffron, amber, nutmeg, vanilla, woodsy notes, and cinnamon. So that combination to me kind of didn't strike me as anything like too amazing. But when I smelled this fragrance, I fell absolutely in love. So first off, in my opinion, I find this a spicy rose. It's unisex, leaning feminine. There are quite a few warm spices in the opening, and it's quite a rosy fragrance from the get-go. You definitely pick up the rose immediately in that opening. So from opening to dry down, it's definitely not as sweet in the opening as it is in the dry down, but I wouldn't say that this is a sweet fragrance. It has a few little hints of sweetness, but it's not a sweet fragrance. So the spicy notes come through quite heavily. So there's obviously the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the saffron. I pick up the cinnamon and the nutmeg, and I absolutely love it. The cinnamon is quite obvious. There's almost a scratchy, not in a negative way. There's just a scratchiness that you smell in it that you get from cinnamon, or at least my nose perceives it as a scratchiness when I smell cinnamon, and I enjoy it. It's not a negative comment on cinnamon. I would say that this is a year-round fragrance for sure. I would say it works for most ages, but maybe not teens though. But I would say that it definitely works for most ages. So this fragrance is quite a warm fragrance, and you get that warmth from the amber. For me, I find it a very sexy fragrance, a good date night fragrance. So there's definitely an airiness coming from the saffron. So I really enjoy that part of it. It just gives it a little bit of a lightness, that there's quite a bit of airiness under all those spices and the rose. It just lifts it up a little bit. So I'm not testing it on paper today because I tested it on paper previously and it smells very, very different on paper to skin. So definitely try it on your skin before buying it because it smells very different on paper versus skin. This fragrance definitely has a woody undertone though, so I like the woods that are in it. It's not a woody fragrance per se, but you can smell the woods in the undertones. Just a side note, please be careful when spraying this fragrance because as you can see, it is quite a dark color and it will stain light colored clothing. So just be very, very careful when spraying this fragrance on clothes. I wouldn't recommend spraying it on light colored clothes. I personally only spray it on my dark colored clothes that I won't see the stain, but on any light colored clothes you're going to see the stain quite badly and I doubt you'll be able to get it out. This fragrance is definitely a dressed up scent. It is an elegant scent. It's definitely for more formal occasions. It just has a aspect of class to it that demands more formal occasions. So for me, I only have this little sample for now. I absolutely love this fragrance. I have been in love with it since I first smelt it, which was a while back. but I've been in love with it ever since, and I cannot wait to get my hands on a full-size bottle. We will hopefully get a full bottle in time. So in terms of performance, this fragrance is quite a powerful scent. Longevity, I get 8 to 10 hours with it, which is really, really good. And I get strong projection throughout the whole wear of the fragrance. Even in the ending hours of the fragrance, it's still fairly strong. Overall, I think this fragrance is really well blended. It's really smooth. There's no sharpness throughout the fragrance. So it's a really well-rounded fragrance and well put together. I love this fragrance, as I said, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And I don't think it's blind buy safe, just because there's that spicy aspect that some people may not like, and it's not spicy and super sweet. So it's got an oriental kind of vibe to it. So I don't think that it's blind buy safe. So that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you found this helpful, please click that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Also, please let me know your thoughts on this fragrance in the comments, and also maybe give me a few recommendations on which other ones in the line I should be looking at as well, because I know there are quite a few in the line and I haven't really looked at the others. This has been the only one that's really caught my attention. So let me know if there are any others that you'd like me to review, and I will do that. I'll see you next time. Bye.